There's a land they want Texas or over here. They do.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
All right, welcome back to another week of Hope Bobcat football. We are here in Hot Springs, home of the Trojans. We want to thank Swark today for allowing us to broadcast this game for you guys tonight. I'm Ryan Holly. I'm here with Coach Ricky Rhodes, and we're looking for another good game of football.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hope coming off a big win last week was a great morale builder. So, we're expecting good things out of Hope again tonight.
I agree. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. We got two really good teams. On Hope's side, we have a really, really strong defense, and Hot Springs, they have a bunch of weapons on offense, so it's going to be a really good matchup. If we can keep our defense in check and get to that quarterback as soon as possible on the passing, on the pass rush, we can really trouble them. On the offensive side of the ball, I believe Lindsay is going to have a really strong game tonight. Hot Springs has a pretty decently sized defensive line. Um, but Lindsey being the smaller, powerful back he is, he can get off the ball really fast and maybe break through that first line of defense.
Yeah. What I've been watching the offensive line doing a great job all year, but just moving and making holes for Lindsay to run through. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Bobcat offense come alive tonight.
I agree, and as the referee signals, we are waiting to see who's going to receive the ball tonight. And it looks like the Hope Bobcats will be deferring to the second half as we have won the toss, and Hot Springs will receive this first half. We also want to thank Burke and Walker for sponsoring tonight's game. You can count on Burke and Walker to assist you with all your tax and bookkeeping needs. Also, Diamond Bank, the natural choice for community banking. Another thing, Coach, about our offense with that offensive line, it's going to be a real challenge for our offensive line with the passing game. Like I mentioned earlier, they have a pretty decently sized defensive line, and it's gonna be a good challenge. I mentioned to you earlier before we went live about the Prescott game, and I think it's gonna be another one of those types of games. You know, I believe it's either gonna be a really defensive sided game or it's gonna be a really high scoring game.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see both.
Well, it's going to be important that we get off to a good start. Uh, we get some good things happen early in the ball game, then build some confidence. Then we will be able to. I believe we can control the game.
I agree. It's all about Tyler Patterson tonight. Whether he's going to be able to do what he's been doing all year, all season long, um, feeling comfortable in the pocket when we're going to pass the ball. He needs to continue to feel comfortable. Don't be timid. And when he needs to get out of the pocket and use his legs, because he has been using his legs these last couple weeks, and it's been working out.
Yeah, he's done a good job all year. I've seen him just really scrambling the pocket, make great throws on the run. When he had an opportunity, got down the field and got yardage for it. So we're looking forward to seeing Tyler have a good game tonight. What's up, my man?
And another player on this offensive side of the ball that had a little slow start in the first half, but ended up having a big game last week against the Queen. That's Jay Monk. He had a fantastic second half closing out that game, receiving the ball as Hope's receiver, and we'll see if he can't do that tonight because Hot Springs has done their research and they're going to be keying Isaac Love and we'll see, and Zion Brown as well. So we'll see if Monk can't step up and continue what he was doing last week. As Hope kicks off to Hot Springs, we get this game started with a little short squib kick, and they will receive that ball. And he's immediately brought down at the 40-yard line, right a return of 5 on the play.
Yeah, the Bobcats going to bring out the defense. Has been had a lot of success this year. Um, Going to our secondary, I mean, we got Cameron Carrigan who's been doing a great job, and Noah
Great job.
Cheatham, and along with Jacoby Scott and Cameron Walton. So we're looking forward. And up front, the Bobcats have Cindy Ross, the defensive end, Corey Armstrong at the other end, Richard Cunningham, and Noah Cheatham. So we're looking forward. Of course, they're led by J.D. Gully, the big-time linebacker, along with Warren Ortiz.
I agree. I think our linebacking core is very solid. Juan Ortiz is just he's everywhere, and they start off with a little reverse, and he is touched in the backfield, and he will go back for a loss. That's a big time play right there. As Hot Springs tried to do a little reverse right there, but it did not work. That's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Excuse me, a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 11. That's what we want to see by our defensive line right there.
Oh yeah, Warren Ortiz came up and cleaned him up. Just great pursuit to the ball.
Because they are on the ball and ready. That's going to be a pass play, and it's immediately thrown and caught, and that's going to be a big gain as he breaks a couple tackles. That's going to be a gain about 15 on the play.
I, I think Jacoby Scott was the first person to the ball. He just didn't wrap up, so he was able to break that tackle and get a 3 more yards.
Yeah, the receiving core for this Hot Springs is really good, really fast, and we're going to have to wrap up. If we're going down low, we're going to have to wrap them up very quick because they get them legs pumping. As it's 1st and 10 for the Hot Springs Trojans. It's going to be a wheel route, but it's
That'll That's the split end screen, which is a good job of blocking for a hot screen. That's what that screen play right there.
yeah, you can tell they practice that play a lot, as that's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. It's 2nd and 2. We're getting a good pass rush. Just can't quite wrap him up in the backfield. It's going to be a dive play, and he's immediately brought down. I don't believe it's going to be 3rd and 1. It looks like.
Yes, Corey Armstrong, the first one to the ball, along with J.D. Gully for a short gain, maybe one.
3rd and 1 for the Hot Springs Trojans, right on the 35-yard line, and it will be another dive play. And he is immediately met in the backfield. That's going to It's going to bring up 4th and 2.
I think there's Staggers on the tackle. Jalen Staggers came up from his outside linebacker position and got him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe it might got him for a loss.
It's one thing about this Hope defensive front is we are very fast off the ball as they do a little outside counter on the play, and he will have enough to get that first down for about a gain of 6.
I tell you, we had a good crack block out of the outside receiver to get him to the outside. But the Bobcats pursued well and made the tackle after 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, I think we bit on that strong side, and they just ran a little counter play right there. Got that first down. It's 1st and 10 on the 30. It's a good block by the inside receiver on a little wide receiver screen right there. Looks like it's going to be good for about 6 on the play. 2nd and 4.
Yes, Kevin Walton first went to the ball, came up out of his safety spot to get a lick on him before he gained any yards.
2nd and 4 on the play. It's going to be another dive. And he breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and gets enough. Gets inside the 10 for a big gain of 15.
Yeah, I tell you, Armstrong had his hands on him. He just couldn't wrap him up.
They're going to be on the 8-yard line for 1st and goal. And this Hot Springs is very quick on the ball as they run the ball one more time. And he gets enough to get the Hot Springs touchdown.
I'll tell you what, he came down right down the heart of our defense right then. But there was some other good job of blocking for the Hot Springs Trojans.
Yeah, it really was. This hurry up offense can really cause some trouble,
Oh yes.
especially early on in the game. I believe our Hope defense will catch on to it and will do a great job as they almost block that field goal, but it will be 7-0 Hot Springs with Hope Bobcats offense getting ready to come onto the field. And I'm very excited to see how we match up against this defense. And after that touchdown, I'd like to announce you a game sponsor. It's going to be River Valley Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. And also Farmers Bank and Trust, easy banking for busy living. Visit myfarmers.bank. Yeah, Coach, as we mentioned earlier, I think this is all going to be Tyler Patterson. I believe that he is the heart and soul of this offense, arguably the heart and soul of this team. With his composure right here, we're going to see what he can do in the pocket on the passing game. Hopefully he stays as this Hot Springs defensive line should be pretty good sized.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a key if our line can just maintain the blocks and give him a little time to throw the ball. We'll be all right.
I agree. Now will be
Donovan Jones
Donovan Jones on
returning.
the return, and he breaks a couple tackles. That's a very good return. Gets it inside the 30, about the 34-yard line. That's a very good return right there for Donovan Jones. And we seen the little Donovan Jones at running back last week. Uh, one touch for one touchdown. That's a pretty good run back then. That
Yes.
was a pretty good return right there.
Yeah, that was a good run last week, about 30 yards. Outstanding job.
It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line for the Hope Bobcats. Looks like we're going to have a little trip to left action with Isaac Love, the lone receiver, on the right, and Zion Brown, the outside receiver, on the left. We have Lindsey and Patterson in the backfield. And let's see how this Hope Bobcats offense does, as it will be a little read option. And Patterson breaks a couple tackles right there. It looks like a little bit of confusion, but he does get enough to gain about 5 yards on the play.
But I think Patterson did a good job of reading that thing and riding Lindsey as long as he could before he pulled it. He fooled a lot of people.
He really did. He had the whole defense shift towards Lindsey, which I believe is what the homework showed on the Hot Springs, is they're going to be keying on Lindsey right here. But seeing Lindsey run the ball, even when teams key on him, I don't believe that's gonna factor out too much, as he is a very high-strung running back and easily breaks through the first line of defense. As it's 2nd and 6 for the Hope Bobcats, and it's a pass play, and he will be sacked for a loss of 10 on the play.
Yeah.
Um, looks like our left tackle couldn't quite hold his block, and that Hot Springs defensive line got to Patterson quick, a little too quick.
Well, they're right now they got the ears pinned back and they're just running the gaps real quick. So we're gonna have to hit him. We're gonna have to hit him quick.
I agree. We just need to, especially in the pass block, just hold them just for a little bit longer.
Hmm.
It's going to be third and about 13 on the play.
They got man coverage.
Will be another pass play, and the good job by Patterson escaping the pressure, and he finds Love. Love breaks a couple tackles, gets plenty enough for the first down and some, as that's a big gain right there of about 20 yards. That's a big play right there. That's exactly what I was talking about, Coach. Is Patterson staying composed as he's getting rushed, and that's exactly what he did as he breaks a tackle and gets the ball to Love as quick as possible.
And that was a good job of Love in the pocket. Excuse me, Patterson in the pocket that time. And Love ran a great pattern to be able to get open.
He off of his route and came back to the ball, which is exactly
Exactly.
what you want
Hmm.
for your receiver. You see your quarterback in trouble, you come to him as soon as possible and find open ground. It's going to be trips left with Love, the lone receiver to the right, and it's going to be a little screen play to Gully. He bobbles it, but catches it. That's a great job right there by Gully. Has trouble catching the ball, but immediately finds it and gets a good gain of 6 yards. It's second down and 4.
Yeah, I thought Gully did a great job of concentrating because I actually thought the ball was dropped, but he got the second effort to get to the ball and then made a couple people miss and picked up about 6 yards.
And that's a big dude trying to catch the football right there. Very hard to bring down. It's going to be second and 4 on the play for the Hope Bobcats. So we got a doubles formation with Lindsey in the backfield, along with Patterson. And it will be a false start against the Hope Bobcats as that brings them back 5 yards. It's going to be third and 9, or excuse me, second and 9.
Yeah, I think they're right guard. It might have been Jesse Borden just kind of clinched a little bit, but enough to get it called.
This is going to be a very, very big game, very important game for both sides. For this Hope Bobcats team, this will be a big statement game.
Oh yes. Well, coming off the big win last week, like I said, a big morale builder. So we ought to have to be ready to play.
I agree, and they will give the ball to Lindsey as he breaks through that first line of defense and gets a big gain right there of about 4 yards.
I tell you, Lindsey run with his shoulders over, and he's always going forward. That's what I like about Lindsey. Feet always moving, shoulders forward. You're gonna get something good.
Exactly. These shoulder pads over your toes and keep moving, and that's exactly what Lindsey does. Is Hope Bobcats call a timeout. Coach, I think they're going to be talking to that offensive line more than anything.
Mm.
Um, and it's not much. It's not much. They just need to hold them just a little bit longer, find the comfortable spot on the shoulder pads, on the chest plate of the defensive line, and just hold them.
Yeah, up front for the Bobcats, they have at center Hunter Godwin. At the right tackle, they got Xavier Key, and the right guard is Jesse Borden. And on the left side, they got Dominique Lacey along with Miguel Nava. So he may be filling their ears with some good news right now.
I agree. As we take this time out with the Bobcats running back on the field, I'd like to thank Rolling Right Automotive for all your automotive and towing needs, as it will be third and 5 for our Hope Bobcats. Yeah, I believe they just gave some inspiration words to this offensive line as we come out in a trips right set with Zion Brown, the lone receiver to the left, and they are pressed up man coverage, bunch of one-on-ones, which could work in our favor, but they are rushing 5 at all times. And they got Love deep. And that will be a pass interference. He was on him. He was riding him the whole way, and he just shoves him out of bounds at the last second, as that's going to be a pass interference.
There was a fade route, and Love did a good job of blocking. He's a basketball player as well, and he did a good job. He's kind of blocking him out and keeping him in the position where I can get to the ball. But he pushed him.
It's exactly what you want to do as a. Oh wow, they called a push off.
Oh my!
I can't. I don't think we can believe it up here in the booth. It absolutely looks like the cornerback shoved him out of bounds there. Not the other way around, but we're not the refs. So it's going to be very, very long. 3rd and 20. As that was a very good ball by Patterson. He throws the deep ball very well, makes it to where his receivers are the only ones that are going to catch that football. As it's 3rd and 20, we'll see what we can do here. Maybe get a little closer to that first down marker. Now there's two flags on the play, and I believe that coach will be a pass interference
That will be
on the
pass
defense.
interference.
I will say something about this Hot Springs defense. They run man coverage, and it doesn't look like they're going to run zone anytime soon, and they do a very good job at it. So maybe some pick plays from this offense, maybe rubbing off of each other.
Yeah.
Definitely get one of our receivers open, as we do have very athletic receivers, very quick and very good hands. As the refs discussed, see if this was in fact defensive pass interference, which I believe it was. Absolutely no doubt in my mind.
I think there was two different flags on the play, but I know there was a pass interference.
Pass interference on Hope, holding on Hot Springs,
They offset.
and that will be an offset.
Wow. So we got to get something going on offense right now.
I agree, and we
We'll,
will we will be repeating 3rd and 20 on that offset penalty right there. Um, we're doing very well with speaking of Tyler Patterson, we're doing very well escaping the pocket, staying composed, making these throws, making very accurate throws on the run. Just can't quite stay out of these referees' hair. As it's 3rd and 20, it will be another drop back pass play.
face mask.
As there was good protection for about 3 seconds, but they got back there and rushed him, so he just flipped it to Gully.
Well, I tell you, you got to give a lot of credit to the Trojans, the secondary. Everyone was covered. I watched Gully; he was completely covered. Love was covered. So,
They're doing a very good job on that Hot Springs defense by manning up our receivers.
but our protection was good.
And we will elect to go for it here. No, just a little quick punt. Decent return by Hot Springs for about 15 yards.
And a good job by the Bobcats covering Warren Ortiz along with
And there is a flag on the play. Late
Jayden
flag.
Staggers. There go another one.
Another flag on the play. Bunch of flags tonight early on, as it is 7-0. Hot Springs Trojans on top of your Hope Bobcats. 4 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
I don't believe that Coach Turner, Philip Turner, right now is a happy camper, and I can understand.
We have two flags on the play as the refs and the line judges are on the field talking, seeing what they're going to call.
It's a long discussion. I don't know what's going on.
And while we're waiting on that, we want to shout out Swark Today's YouTube channel. If you like the stream and you like the announcing, if you would like to go subscribe to our YouTube channel at swark.today on YouTube. And it will be a block in the back by the Hot Springs Trojans. on the receiving team, and they're calling on sportsmanlike conduct against the Hope Bobcats. As we talked about earlier, this is going to be a very, very interesting game. It's very big for both teams. A big statement game for the Bobcats, and the Trojans are just wanting to come out here and win another game, as they are 3-1 right now. And the Hope Bobcats, we are coming in 2-2, looking for that third victory to get above 500 for the season, especially in a big conference game like this one. I believe, Coach, we have a very good chance.
Yes, our chances are good. We've got to pick it up. I've seen our defense give up the run tonight, which we hadn't done all year. We got to make certain that we stop the run, and secondary has been playing well. So our defense are good. We got to get our offense going right now.
I agree. The one thing about our defense, we are going against the biggest offensive line we've seen such far, but there's a big important factor. Well, our defense is very fast, and I believe I'd take speed over size any day. If we can just find a way to get through the holes before their big offensive linemen get a hold of us, I believe that'll be a big key factor to stop this run.
That's going. You're exactly right. We'll get line. We'll be all right.
And I believe Lindsey only had one touch that first offensive drive, and he did a pretty good run, a gain of 6. As it's 1st and 10 on the 50, it's going to be a play action little screen pass. As these Hot Springs Trojan receivers are really blocking our cornerbacks
Really.
very well,
Number.
and they are a hurry up offense, and they are already back on the balls. It will be a dive for the running back, and he will get enough. Get about 8 yards on the play. But it's 2nd and 8.
Come
This
on,
Hot Springs offense is really, really fast on the ball. They know exactly what they're doing.
Well, that's it in the
That's
tempo.
a read option as he breaks 3 tackles, breaks another tackle, and he quarterback keeps it just to get enough on the first down. As that was a busted play, we had him behind the line, just couldn't quite wrap him up.
Yeah, we just couldn't get our hands on him and hold him.
And it will be 1st and 10 on about the 26-yard line for the Trojans.
And I tell you, Trojans in the tempo with
Another dive play, and he is met in the secondary by our safety for a big gain of 8 yards. Excuse me, 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3. As they are already back on the ball, ready to throw. Then they're going to throw deep, and they have a wide open receiver just overthrown in the end zone.
But this up tempo offense got to get out, and our defense got to get ready. We're not getting ready right now.
I agree. I'm looking at these cornerbacks for the Bobcats, and they just look like they're not ready for this hurry up offense, and that's a big factor because this Hot Springs team loves to throw the football.
This cornerback, I believe our outside cornerback can be called offsides.
And it will be offsides on the defense on our Hope Bobcats, and that will be enough for a first down. As it's 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line, and they are already snapping the ball. They have an outside zone play, and that would be enough for 5 yards for the Trojans.
I tell you, Donovan Jones came up, then he wrapped up, threw his body and wrapped up. That's what I love to see in a defensive player.
One thing you know about Donovan Jones is his heart. He loves to get out there and make something happen, and that's exactly what we've seen. Is we're going to go for another deep ball, and he has a beat in the end zone, and that will be another Trojans touchdown.
I tell you what, that was a great pattern out of the Hot Springs receiver. It was a fade route. It was right there on the line. He got caught the ball and tiptoed on the line and made a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a very, very good ball by the Hot Springs quarterback, and a very good route as well. As Cheatham just gets beat in the end zone, and that field goal will be good. extra point will be good, and it will be 14-0 Hot Springs over Hope Bobcats. And as the return team gets back onto the field, we'd like to thank Brazil Oakcrest Funeral Home. Brazil Oakcrest, the funeral home. We care. Also, Pafford Medical Services. Let us take care of everything. I believe, Coach, on defense, what's killing us right now is our cornerbacks just are the second. I don't want to say the whole secondary because our safeties are coming up making big tackles, but the cornerbacks specifically, they just they're not quite looking ready, Coach.
Well, the tempo it's I think it have a lot to do with us being ready, because they're on the ball before we can get our signals in on what we're going to be running.
I agree.
You know.
Which is it's going to be tough, but I think the man coverage should come into play on this hurry up
Oh
offense.
yeah.
That way you know exactly who you're guarding at all times. But it would be tough because this Hot Springs receiving core is very solid.
It, and the quarterback is throwing very accurate passes. Donovan Jones on the 10-yard line.
And he does a great job to get about the 32-yard line, but there is a couple flags on the play.
I think Warren Ortiz, like he was on top of his block pretty good. Hope maybe, hope not, but like he might have been holding. That's a good return by Donovan.
This is
He
a
did a good job of
very
catching the ball and getting it up upfield.
Yeah, he caught it right there at the 9-yard line, got it to about the 32. That's a very good return,
Mm.
if you ask me. Donovan Jones, just like Lindsey, runs downhill, shoulder pads over toes, and he does not stop. That's exactly what you love to see by anybody running the football, whether it's a receiver or a running back. Very low to the ground, very hard to bring down. And it will be holding against the receiving team, the Hope Bobcats, and also a personal foul face mask against the Trojans.
So they offset as well.
Very high intensity game tonight. A bunch of flags, but every time a flag is thrown, it's offset so far. Besides that false start, as it is 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this first quarter, 14-0. Trojans on top of the Bobcats. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, and it will be a run with Lindsey. And he's immediately met at the line of scrimmage and brought down by a bunch of Trojans right there. It's going to be a loss of 2.
I'll tell you, we have got to get an initial blow on the defense, because right now they're pushing the pile back.
I agree. Those big boys on the defensive line.
Yeah.
I don't think the counters or the base runs are gonna work with pulling the guards. I think we just need to try to open up a hole for Lindsey to run in. Try to beat the man in front of you because when they bunch up like that, it's very hard to do. Just like that right there. As Lindsey is met in the backfield for another loss, it's going to be 3rd and 14 on the play.
You know, I'm almost willing to say they're saying that Patterson's not going to run the ball, and they sit in that end on when the guards are pulling right to the back. They're catching it from the backside.
I think we need to see some more zone blocking right here. Like beat the guy in front of you. You want to beat the guy in front of you because this defensive line is something to see.
Third and about 13 for the Bobcats.
And it will be a pass play. Patterson's got Love deep, and he just can't quite make the catch as it hits him in the hand and just drops it. But that was a great ball by Patterson, a great route by Love. Just couldn't quite hold on to the football as he was in double coverage.
Yeah, I'm certain that with the success that Love has had, they're going to double cover him.
Absolutely, and he did almost bring that ball in. That would have been a huge gain
Really.
of about 35, as it is still 4th and 13. as the punt team gets out here.
But I tell you, Patterson did a good job of staying in the pocket and delivering that ball. I think
That
it takes some guts to do that.
that was a great job by the O line right there for the pass block. Low line drive kick will go out of bounds at right at about the 35-yard line. I think they're going to call it the 36.
All right, let's go defense. The defense has been our strong point, so let's get a stopper right here. We got to get a stop here.
Yeah, I think we're trying to with this hurry up offense. We're trying to stick to the zone defense, and I don't think Coach Turner wants to stick to that zone defense on this hurry up offense. I think you should man up, see who's better, because we do have a very strong secondary and a very good up front. I think this is going to be who's better type of second quarter coming up, as it will be another dive play, and he gets about 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6.
Oh, Lindsey, excuse me, Gully did a good job of coming up and plugging his gap after taking Reed steps.
And that's what we're seeing, because we're seeing man coverage right now. He got the tight end. The tight end gets up the field, but he will be tackled right at the 20-yard line.
Again, that's Cameron Kerrigan just ran him down. He's wide open over the middle. It's like a tight end dump, and he was wide open.
Yeah, there was a little check down dump pass. Tight end was blocking, just ran up the middle on the seam, got the dump pass. And that would be another hurry up dive play. And he'll get about 6 yards on that run. 7 yards on that run. Is it 2nd and 3?
You know, our defense is in some new territory right now. I haven't seen them play as loose as they're playing right now.
And there will be a flag on the play, as that will not be enough for the first down. And that will be holding against the Hot Springs Trojans, as that will come back 10 yards and bring up about 2nd and 9, I believe.
You know, right now, Hot Springs up front are just kind of taking our guys and pushing them around.
I agree. They're taking advantage of this hurry up offense, knowing that we're struggling with it, and they are just having a field day out there. But I believe here in the second quarter, that's a great breakthrough, but has broke a couple tackles, breaks another tackle, and he will get in the end zone, as that was just a fantastic run
Yeah.
by the Trojans running back right there.
I tell you what, I saw some feet then that I hadn't saw in a while. He did a good job of making two people miss, and it was just his feet working well.
And there is a flag on the play, and it will be another holding, as that play might have been as pretty as we thought it was, but it will not count, as that ball will be moved back 10 more yards for 2nd and 20.
Oh wow.
They are not happy about that.
We got to get a good check on our defense. I haven't seen our defense play miss the way they're missing right now.
And we are in man coverage, and that's exactly what I like to see is high school football in man coverage. Best on best. See who's better. 2nd and 20 on the play. It will be a pass play, and he's looking deep but can't find nobody. Great pass rush. As Gully's there to break him down, it's going to be a big loss if he can't get rid of it, and that is a big loss on the play. Another loss of 8, as it will be 3rd and 28, Coach. That was a great job by our defensive front.
Oh, and an outstanding job our secondary. He had nowhere to go with the football, and like everybody had every man covered. You know, it just that was a great defensive play right there.
I love man coverage, Coach. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just very tough to beat.
Yes.
As I believe the Trojans will take a timeout on this 3rd and 28 play. Great job by that defense front. Gully was in his face. Ortiz was in his face. Everybody was in his face, and that's exactly what you want to do against a quarterback of this caliber that can throw that ball anywhere he wants to.
Well, I like the idea of Gully as well as Ortiz standing there, standing home. The front four got a little pressure when he came out of the pocket. They were there to run him out of bounds. That's what you asked for.
And it will be the start of the second quarter, as that was not a timeout. It was the start of a new quarter. So we'll see the second quarter start. But before that, I'd like to read a couple more of our sponsors for tonight. As we have Heather Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation, providing your loved ones with the care they deserve. Also, a title sponsor, Burke and Walker. You can count on Burke and Walker to assist you with all your tax and bookkeeping needs. We want to thank Swark today for allowing us to be here tonight, calling this a great game so far, and it has been a great game. This Hope Bobcat defense is finally stepping up to the plate and making it very hard on this quarterback for the Hot Springs Trojans.
Yeah, we have got to adjust and be ready to go every play. These guys are getting on the ball right after the play, and we're just not ready. We got to get ready to go.
And it looks like we will stay in man coverage. I got two high safeties up there to prevent the deep ball. Let's see this three-man rush on this defensive front. Let's see what we can do. As it will be a deep ball, and he does have him beat, coach, and that will be another touchdown for the Trojans.
So he has ran by a corner. He just didn't get out of his back pedal and just ran right by him.
And that's Cheatham. That's the junior Kentorian Cheatham. Just did a little stop and go, coach,
Yeah,
and just got him beat. On a big third down like that, you just need to make sure you cover over the top. You want to
yeah,
beat them. If they're gonna beat you, make them beat you short,
yeah.
not over the top like that. He is a junior. He's got a lot to learn, but that's a learning situation right there. As the Hot Springs Trojans take a big lead, 3 touchdown lead, 21-0 against our Hope Bobcats.
I tell you, that was just a good play. You got to give him a lot of credit. The guy ran a great pattern. The ball's right where it needs to be. But at the same time, we got to get out of our back pedal and start running with them.
I agree.
He got to step on it. That's all he needed.
Yeah, 3rd and 28 like that, you cannot get beat in man coverage over the top. You want to get beat underneath. That way you can make the tackle
All
and
right.
bring up a tough fourth down. Uh, Great job by that Hot Springs offensive line.
Yeah.
We did have a three-man rush, so I mean, but that was still a great job. His quarterback had all the time in the world to throw that ball.
But back deep for the Bobcats, we have Donovan Jones along with Isaac Love and Cameron Carrigan.
And I believe this is Lindsay right close here to us.
Lindsay. Okay.
And that will go all the way back to Donovan Jones as he receives it on the 10-yard line. Let's see if he can't get another big run right here, and he does. Gets out right to about the 29-yard line. I tell you what, Donovan Jones is as soon as he catches that ball, he's gone. I mean, he just full speed ahead. There is no accelerating. It's just full speed.
Well, we're not starting in bad field position, but we're having some calls that's backing us up some.
And that will be a timeout called by the Hot Springs Trojans. And with that timeout, I'd like to recommend you go to youtube.com and type in swark.today and give us a little subscribe, maybe a like, and tune in to Swark today on YouTube.
The Bobcats, we got to get some offense going. Uh, it's like the run game is stalling right now. Well, they got those big guys up front. We're just not able to move them right now.
Yeah, I believe we're trying to do some counters and we're trying to do some kick blocking with the guards and we're wanting to do a bunch of movement up front, but with this defensive line, I think it's best to just do base block, zone blocks, beat the guy in front of you as we did on defense right there with a great defensive stop, except for that last third down play. Let's try to beat the guy in front of us and make and let your Lindsay, our good running back, make his break some tackles as he gets tripped up by his own teammate who got pushed back.
Well, I watched the Hot Springs defense doing the warm ups, and they were having fun flying to the football. And when you're doing that, you know, I mean, the game is just fun, and you can get a lot accomplished.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's going to be a loss of 3, and it's going to be 2nd and 13 on the play as Lindsey was tripped up by his own guard who got blew up into the backfield. This defensive line I cannot express to y'all is just massive. They got some big boys back there that love to get to the football. That's what we're seeing here tonight. Might rely on the passing right now as we are. That was great blocking. That's a great catch right there. I believe that is Jay Monk.
Yes, Monk did a good job on that short post.
That would be enough to move the chains. That's a gain of 14 on the play.
And again, well, Lindsey had time to throw the ball. Then, excuse me, Patterson had time to throw the ball. He sit there and let it develop and delivered the ball.
I agree. Our run blocking's not really looking too the greatest right now, but we have been having a great pass block against this defensive line. And Patterson had all the time in the world to find who he wanted to and checks down to Monk. And Monk made a great grab for a gain of 14 as it's 1st down and 10 yards to go on the 43-yard line. And it will be a run play to Lindsey as Lindsey slips and breaks a tackle. Big run on the play for Lindsey as he gets a big gain of 14. That's exactly what I was talking about. It looked like, Coach, they didn't try to do too much on the offensive line. They just blocked the